In any field of art, there is always a standard by which all other art is measured. And in the Southern Gospel Quartet field, most would agree that that standard would have to be Hovey Lister and the sensational Statesmen Quartet. Organized in 1948 in Atlanta, Georgia, the Statesmen established a level of excellence that would be difficult for other quartets to achieve for years to come. A bona fide original in any field is hard to find, but the Statesmen were truly originals in every sense of the word. They were inventive and disciplined and always in relentless pursuit of perfection in their harmonies, in their stage performance, their recordings. They consistently exhibited a level of professionalism unequaled in their field at that time. Jerry Crutchfield, one of today's well-known producers and a young, aspiring quartet hopeful back in the early 50s, remembers a friend saying in 1951, "Jerry, I heard a new group last night in Jackson, Tennessee called the Statesmen. Trust me, life is never going to be the same again in our field." The appearance of these new Statesmen was to be a shot heard around the gospel world.
The more I trust him, the more I love him. Nothing good for me he'll deny. The longer I know him, a better life to show him. I couldn't stop now if I tried. Oh, it gets sweeter as the days go by. It gets sweeter as the moments fly. His love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. Oh, it gets sweeter as the days go by. It gets sweeter as the moments fly. His love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter as the days go by. Down here I walk.
Setting and persevering toward a goal is important in any field. The Apostle Paul wrote, "I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus." These young men of song set a goal, and they pursued that goal with unprecedented energy. Their day would usually start with a live 6:30 radio show, after which they would walk together as a group 8 blocks to a local cafeteria for breakfast, and then be back at the radio station around 8:30 to rehearse until their 12:30 live show. Then they would depart for an evening concert somewhere within driving distance of Atlanta. On the weekend, of course, they could go farther. The personnel would change several times over the years, but the one quality that marked any Statesman personnel was a willingness to work and work hard. But no matter how exhausting the schedule, the audience never seemed to detect any fatigue when it was time for the Statesmen to appear on the stage. They were energy personified, and they sang with a joy that was so contagious it would electrify any audience. They simply enjoyed what they did. As Jake says, that bunch just loved to sing. It was the singingest group you've ever been around. And whether we were working together that night or not, we were just together singing all the time. And singing as much as we did, I guess we just developed our own style. And to my knowledge, we didn't pattern after anybody.
I'll leave it all behind.
So what do you say we turn to the Statesmen now? And here's that ever-popular song, This Old House.
Ain't gonna need this house no longer. I'm getting ready to meet the saints. Now when the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, oh Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in,
This old house once knew my children, this old house once knew my wife. This old house was home and comfort as we fought the storms of life. This old house once rang with laughter, this old house heard many shouts. Now she trembles in the darkness when the lightning walks about.
Ain't you gonna need this house no longer, ain't you gonna need this house no more.
Ain't got time to fix the shingles, ain't got time to fix the floor. Ain't got time to all the pieces, not to window pane. Ain't gonna need this house no longer, I'm getting ready to meet the same. This old house is afraid of thunder, this old house is afraid of storm. This old house just moans and trembles when the night wind bleeds its storm. This old house is getting feeble, this old house is a needing paint. Just like me, it's puckered out, but I'm getting ready to meet the same.
Ain't you gonna need this house no longer, ain't you gonna need this house no more.
Ain't got time to fix the shingles, ain't got time to fix the floor. Ain't got time to all the pieces, not to window pane. Ain't gonna need this house no longer, I'm getting ready to meet the